True love doesn't come to you, it has to be inside you. I believe that two people are connected at the heart, and it doesn't matter what you do, or who you are or where you live. There are no boundaries or barriers if two people are destined to be together. If you love someone, you say it, right then, out loud. Otherwise, the moment just passes you by. You know it's love when all you want is that person to be happy, even if you're not part of their happiness. Republican comes in the dictionary just after reptile and just above repugnant. Love is not love, without a violin playing goat. I'm just an ordinary person who has an extraordinary job. The older you get, the more fragile you understand life to be. I think that's good motivation for getting out of bed joyfully each day. A fever is an expression of inner rage. It's funny when people say, "I don't think Julia likes me." Honey, if I don't like you, you're going to know about it. Your face tells a story, and it shouldn't be a story about your drive to the doctor's office. People love scandal, people love drama. They love stripping away the layers to see what's really in there, and they'll do anything, as well as make it up, to get it. When I was a child I had a crush on Abraham Lincoln. Why I would choose to reveal this, I know not. My real hair color is kind of a dark blonde. Now I just have mood hair. Happiness isn't happiness unless there's a violin playing goat. My mom used to make everything. She had a great garden and composted and made everything from scratch: peanut butter, bread, jelly, everything. I don't know how she did it because all those things take time and love and labor. I only do half the stuff she does, but there's still time. I don't get angry very often. I lose my temper rarely, and when I do, there's always a legitimate cause. Normally I have a great lightness of being. I take things in a very happy, amused way. Let's get a couple of things straight. It hasn't been years and years since I made a movie. I'm not coming back from the dead. I've just had 2 kids. I have no intention of retiring, but I do think it's impossible to do movie after movie, because there aren't that many good films made. Sally Field taught me to do needlepoint on Steel Magnolias, and a standby painter on Pelican Brief taught me to knit. I'm pretty good at it now. Show me a mall, and I'm happy. I think enough cannot be said for what you can discover through literature, so I think that was probably my most valued characteristic as a teenager. Light and funny has a more compelling quality when you're younger. But I haven't abandoned the genre. I love Falling Down, I love Lucille Ball. It's just that a lot of those stories revolve around problems that I can't convincingly portray at this age. It's my privilege and honor to cook 3 meals a day for my family, and it's a luxury on a level that I didn't even realize, because it can be relentless for me on some days. You have pride in how you take care of your family. Show me a person who doesn't like to laugh and I'll show you a person with a toe tag. I cannot absorb living in a world where I have an Oscar for Best Actress and Denzel doesn't have one for Best Actor. My life at home gives me absolute joy. There are some days when, as soon as you've finished cooking breakfast and cleaning up the kitchen, it's time to start lunch, and by the time you've done that, you're doing dinner and thinking, there has to be a menu we can order from. I choose totally by instinct, and the only time I've ever gone against my instincts, I've regretted it. I can direct breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I take pride in my kitchen, but I'm not going to direct a movie. The kind of energy I attract is very calm. When you've got 4 people to get dressed to get out the door, you don't really spend a lot of time on yourself. But that's the way I roll anyway. I was never one to do my hair and makeup just to go to the market, so it's not that much different. If I get a little eye cream on, I feel I'm ahead of myself. I think less is more when it comes to kissing in the movies. Everything I've done has had purpose and has been passionate and has been executed in the best way that I knew how. Maybe that's not the perfect way, maybe that's not the easiest way, but it's the best way I knew how to do it. We all need to take a deep breath and think about being a Bush daughter and having that cross to bear. I'd go out and have a couple of drinks too. My boyfriend keeps telling me I've got to own things. So, first I bought this car, and then he told me I ought to get a house. Why a house? Well, you gotta have a place to park the car. I'm an utterly average, total geek. Going to the theater is such a joyous experience. My dad would take my sister and me to plays when we were very young, like 6 or 7 years old. I like a good old-fashioned fistfight if people are pissed off at each other. I just feel like if you're really mad and want to have a fight, then put your dukes up. I just have a great life. I know great people. I've had great relationships, all different kinds of relationships. I am so lucky to be on the little golden path that led me to all this. People don't come up to me very often. Everyone is always in such disbelief that I can go to the market. You have to be smart enough not to dismiss where you came from. It may not be all we are, but it makes up for a great deal. If all you have to offer is a look that is supposed to be appealing, then you are going to be paid attention to about 1/10 as long as you would be if when you speak you are interesting. Magic to me is you make a movie and it's all great and it clicks, and at the end of the day you feel like you're having an experience that is positive and that you're learning from. I love to cook, and I love to have all my family around the dinner table. I've never had to pretend to be having sex with somebody. I'm like the queen of the foreplay dissolve. I don't have the luxury of sitting around anymore. I must have had bags of spare time before I had children, but I don't know what I did with it and I didn't appreciate it. But it's such a terrific trade-off. I don't have time to get a pedicure, but I sure am happy. Who cares if your feet look bad? I was fortunate to work a lot, and I worked hard, and I was very devoted to that, and then I earned this jewel box of a life that I felt completely entitled to. You can be true to the character all you want, but you've got to go home with yourself. People talk about this Julia Roberts almost like it's a cup of Pepsi. People think Julia Roberts is something they created. The fact is, 26 years ago, there was this scrunched up little pink baby named Julia Roberts. I am a girl, like anybody else. I am completely happy with my life. I love everything about it. Seeing Shakespeare in the park, for me, it's just this side of feeling like you've witnessed some kind of magic. It's this spell that you're under, to be part of that. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.